Are you hungry for the latest news and trends from the internet? Welcome to What's Cooking on the Internet, your one-stop shop for discovering the hottest digital delights. Hit that subscribe button and let's get cooking.
Are federal workers secure in their job? Tell me what you think in the comments. Not quite. As we navigate the complex world of politics, one question remains at the forefront of many minds. Are federal workers truly secure in their jobs? The answer, unfortunately, is not a simple yes or number. In fact, the latest developments suggest that federal workers may be facing an uncertain future. Demonstrators gathered outside the Office of Personnel Management in Washington, D.C., on February 7, 2025, as a judge ruled that the Trump administration's directive to fire tens of thousands of workers across the federal government is likely illegal. But what does this mean for current employees, as well as those who are already terminated under the directive? The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, issued the orders earlier this month amid Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency's efforts to slash government spending. The directive targets probationary workers who have been in their current position for less than 2 years, which includes people who have been working in government for a long time and were recently promoted. This move has sparked outrage among labor unions, who argue that OPM lacked the authority to order mass firings and that the agency falsely cited employee performance issues. In remarks from the bench on Thursday, the judge in the case ordered OPM to rescind its directive and temporarily block planned terminations of civilian employees at the Department of Defense specifically. As District Judge William Alsop said that Congress has given the authority to hire and fire to the agencies themselves. He added that the Office of Personnel Management does not have any authority whatsoever, under any statute in the history of the universe, to hire and fire employees at another agency. They can hire and fire their own employees, however. This ruling doesn't necessarily mean that the job of federal workers are safe or that terminated employees will be able to return to their old post. That may depend on what happens next in the courts. We know this decision is just the first step, but it gives federal employees a respite, Lee Saunders, president of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, said in a statement. So, what's next for federal workers? Alsop will consider whether to block the Trump administration from carrying out further terminations at a March 13 hearing. But even if he does, the Trump administration likely will not give up so easily on their goal of cutting the federal workforce by at least 10%. The Trump administration would argue that federal courts have no authority to tell us who we have to hire, said Carrie Cuglianese, a professor of administrative law at the University of Pennsylvania Carey Law School. At most, any such court interventions may only be able to temporarily delay the Trump administration's plans. OPM may have to rescind its directive to fire workers, but Alsop acknowledged that government agencies, many now headed by Trump allies, still have the authority to do so themselves. The process might just be slower than it would be under a blunt government-wide directive. Cuglianese said that, just as during his first term, Trump and his allies attempted the quick and dirty method to achieve their policy goals, and after facing roadblocks in the courts, will likely go back at it again in a smarter, more deliberate way, or a way that can be more justified on legal grounds. This raises a pressing question. What does the future hold for federal workers? Only time will tell.